Hello, hello! We are back on camera audio today. I think I'd learned my lesson after using my camera, but literally every time I use my camera, or not my camera, but my microphone, literally every time I do it, the receiver portion of it is dead. And I cannot believe that I keep doing that, but I do. And so hopefully, this audio is good enough to get us going. I feel like, honestly, for camera audio, it's not all that bad. I also feel like today is trash day, and I forgot trash the last time we had trash day, so I should probably put my trash out this time. I'll be right back. I've been doing some serious audio editing on Compression Man, and I remember watching a video, and I don't remember who, what, when, where, why, any of that stuff about it, but I can remember at the time being surprised. Well, they were talking about like the audio development for an animation and how important that is for the immersion of the product. And they used this certain project as an example where if a character was doing something on the right or left hand side of the screen, then the sound would be more justified in the right and or left hand side of the screen. And I know that I took that very seriously in episode 1 when I did the audio. I would factor in what side of the screen the characters were in, and I would make it, I would move it in accordance to where they fell. And I've gotten away from that on episode 2. Now, I think the portion of it that I have edited since when I was doing the original project, I think that portion of it still has that directional audio to it, but I think the portion of it that I was not a part of, or that I did not partake in, I think that portion of it is not the same, because like I said, I know that since I've been doing it, I have not been doing the whole directional audio thing. I've just been sticking audio where the audio belongs, and as far as I can tell, it's fine. But I do want to get back to that because there's subtle things that can make an animation stick out from the rest, and like Compression Man especially, because it's not animated fully, and so there's a lot of just still things happening on screen, and when that's happening, you have to really bring it to life in other aspects. So it's like, if I'm not going to have a fully moving piece of artwork, then I at least need to make sure my sound is like on point and keeping people going. And I think that that is absolutely the case. Another thing that I think that will help it is that they're short little 5-minute episodes, and most people will, I'm looking for here, most people will, like, they don't watch long form content anymore, and so for me to create something where the plot is issued and resolved within a 5-minute time span, I think will be very competitive in today's market. And like, if I could find a way to put it on a vertical platform, so like TikTok or Reels could host it, I think that would help a lot as well. And so we'll see what happens, but I am seriously going to commit to making this something great, and hopefully it meets up with where it's supposed to go. I can't wait. I'm supposed to get the next piece of this puzzle back on the 8th, and hopefully I can just roll right into the final piece from there, and then hopefully have it done and ready to go by May, and be able to release the new episode in May, and then continue to just peel away at it until hopefully something else cool happens. So we'll see what happens. We'll see where this needs to go, but I'm really thinking that this will be a cool, fun project for me to have. And at some point in time, I want to amass enough episodes that I can host a marathon. There's this local place in what they call the Arcade District, and they do like movie nights and stuff. And so I'd like to hire them out and be like, can I host a Compression Man marathon at your venue? And be like, it's just going to be a marathon of episodes of Compression Man. And that'll be cool. But in order to have a marathon, I have to have a decent amount of episodes built up. So if I continue to hit it as hard as I have been hitting it this week or this month, if I do this the rest of the year, with any luck, we're like at what, month 3? So we're going to say in April. We're going to say that we're starting it in April, which is month 4. So 12 minus 4, 10, 9, 8. And if I'm getting 2 minutes a month, that means I would get 16 minutes worth of episodes by the end of the year. And if each episode's 5 minutes long, that's roughly that's just over 3 episodes worth of stuff. So 3 episodes plus the 2 episodes that are already out, that puts us at 5. I don't know if that's enough to have a whole marathon with, but it's a bummer because I'm writing episode 8 right now, but I was reading episode 7 because 7 leads directly into 8, and I'm really excited for 7. I think that's going to be funny as all get out, but it's probably not likely going to happen. Looking in the grand scheme of where my episodes fall, episode 4 and episode 5 are pretty good. I know those. Well, so that doesn't make any sense, because I was saying that I was going to make 3 episodes plus the 2 that's already out. So if I make 3 more on top of the 2, no, that takes us up to 5. Well, because 3 is not even started yet. And technically, I'm still a minute away from being done with 2. So yeah, that's probably about right. I'll probably be on episode 5 by the end of the year. And episode 5 is another good one, though. That's a big standout episode. With any luck, I'll be able to release it in October, because it's kind of creepy. But we'll see what happens. But then that means next year, I'm getting 2 minutes per month times 12 months. That's 24 minutes. That's almost 5 episodes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's very nearly. So we'll say that we'll be on episode 10 by the end of next year. And at that point, I'm not even written all the way up to episode 10. I'm writing on 8 right now. So I need to get episodes 8, 9, and 10 written up at least before the end of the year. Which isn't very hard. They're short scripts, but I try to make them funny and meaningful. And it was interesting because I was watching this dialogue lesson that this guy did on High Guardian Spice. And obviously it's notoriously made fun of. It is notoriously bad content. And he was talking about good dialogue versus bad dialogue, and why all their dialogue in this show is bad, yada 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 yada. And it got me thinking, I was like, I wonder if he were doing a review of Compression Man, I wonder how he would review my dialogue. But, like, in all seriousness, it's not a show meant for having, like, revolutionary dialogue. It's really just meant to be funny. And I think it does well in that regards. And so we'll see. There's only one way to find out. Like, you gotta just put the time in there and make it happen. And hopefully everything goes according to plan. And if it doesn't, well, we will adjust. But it's exciting to think that I'll be at episode 5 by the end of the year, because, like I said, episodes 4 and 5 are pretty significant. Episode 3 is not part of the original episode run, but for the sake of, like, making sense of things in this franchise, you kind of need episode 3. So things don't make, like, total sense in Compression Man. They're not really meant to, but I do want to make an effort to make things make a little bit more sense, at least this time around. Because the last time I made it, it was like 99% focused around our friends' inside jokes. And that worked and was really funny amongst the friends. But, like, if I want it to spread to a wider audience, it needs to make a little bit more sense, and I need to dumb the jokes down a little bit so that it's not, you would only understand this joke if you were part of the 10 people in the world who experienced it. So, and I think that I'm doing a good job at that. I'm still pandering to the inside jokes that the original content was built off of, but I'm also doing a lot to make it more palpable for everybody, funny for everybody, and we'll see what happens. I use, like, Looney Tunes level violent and slapstick humor in here, and I don't know how well that will be received. Like, I'm aiming for this to be like a children's show or like a family show. Like, I feel like you have to be a certain age to watch it and not be turned off by it. I don't even know how to go about saying or doing that, because I've heard from multiple people that they say that Looney Tunes was really meant to be for adults, and that it wasn't meant for children, but animation just in general went to children. But I'm curious because, like, they do a lot of, like, violent slapstick humor, and I do a decent amount of violent slapstick humor in Compression Man, and, like, most of it I think is fine, but in this particular episode, like, people get shot in the face, and, like, I try my best to make it, like, cartoony and not, like, violent and aggressive, but I also recognize the fact that, like, shooting people in the face is a hard thing to get by in today's world as children's content, but I don't know, and that's what, like, children get obsessed with, like, the idea of, like, killing and all of these things. Like, we were playing a video game, Super Smash Bros, with my brother and some of his nieces, and, well, mostly just his nephews. I don't know how that works, because it's like, it's his brother-in-law's kids. But at any rate, we were playing Super Smash, and it was like, I killed you, I'm gonna kill you, go. That's a little alarming. But, so it's like, you don't want to promote that kind of behavior through this cartoon. And it's interesting that, I think of it in that way. It's like, you gotta think about what you want to portray to your audience if your audience is going to be a bunch of children. And, like, I feel like there's a happy medium there where they're not so impressionable that they can't watch something Looney Tunes level and find the humor in it, but they're not so old that they might not be interested in something Looney Tunes level anymore. And also, like, a lot of kids these days find their own stuff on YouTube. Like, parents can only like, do so much to filter what they're watching, and So it's like a child might stumble upon Compression Man on their own volition, see that they really like it, and start watching it, and then it spreads like wildfire. I don't know. But I'm going to try and make it a thing. Building up a backlog will probably be the biggest thing for it. And like this current like generation of kids it may not hit them, but maybe the people after that. But who knows? Like it could hit on a multitude of people. Like I don't know that there's any reason why an adult couldn't watch this cartoon and be entertained by it. Like it's not Family Guy entertainment. It's not adult entertainment, but it's also not so childish that it's talking down to an adult audience. So I think that it has potential to be something that the world will enjoy, and I hope that it does. And then from there, it's just a matter of keeping it going and maintaining it. Like I said, hopefully I can build a successful Patreon off of the back of this and start seeing some rewards from there. And if not, then we'll figure something out. But I am pretty dang excited about making Compression Man again, and I am going to maintain the excitement this time. And like collaborations too. I'm very excited about doing collaborations and things of that nature. And I need to figure out how to promote it, how to get people in there, how to get people watching it. And so we'll see what happens. But I think that it'll stick because the barrier to entry for an animation is much lighter than the barrier of entry for a book. So it should be easier for me to be like, hey, watch my cartoon, than it would be for me to be like, hey, read my book. And like the cartoon will be free. I don't foresee it ever being something that needs to be on or paid for. And like it would be cool to get it on a streaming platform. That would be fun. But for now, it'll just be on YouTube. Because I don't know how well, or if very well at all, these streaming platforms pay for something to be on their platform. It would be neat if like Netflix noticed it and was like, oh man, we want to do this as a Netflix exclusive. There's a lot of potential here. And I think that would be cool. But there's also the chance that doesn't happen. But if I can be independently successful with it, then it doesn't really matter. And that's the goal, is to be independently successful with it. And be able to do whatever the heck I want with it. And it's been fun working on the sound effects thus far. And it's been fun seeing it come back together and do what it's got to do. Hopefully by the 8th we can have minute number 4 up there, and then we can work on minute number 5, and then it's done and ready to be shown to the world. So thank you all for stopping by per the usual. Hopefully you tune into Compression Man and enjoy it. Let me know, and goodbye.